In British history, there are many legends that are simply wrong, and here is one of them. Our story starts in 1909, when the balloon school in Farnborough, later the Royal Aircraft Establishment, finally sacked their colourful folk hero but totally incompetent chief designer Samuel Cody, whose only qualifications for the job were that he could fly kites. In his place they employed a properly trained engineer, Geoffrey de Havilland, who was so good that he would go on to design the world's first jet airliner. This is the aircraft he designed, the BE-2. At the start of the First World War, British gunners stood not a hope in hell of hitting a target. They needed someone in a balloon or aeroplane to tell them where the shot had landed, and this quaint little aeroplane was just the job. It was put into mass production. On meeting a German aircraft, there was little the crew could do except exchange insults. In July 1915, the Germans introduced the Fokker Eindecker, with its gun firing through the propeller. Aces such as Oswald Bolker and Max Immelmann, who could handle these difficult and delicate aircraft, decimated the squadrons of BE-2s. As ever, ideology and politics reared its ugly head, and Pemberton Billing, a failed aircraft designer himself and MP for Billericay, used it as a chance to criticise the government for building a useless aircraft, stating that private companies could do much better. The notoriously tongue-tied Major General Hugh Trenchard, a cavalry officer and head of the Royal Flying Corps, could do little to protect the reputation of the RFC. There was in fact a very good reason to keep building the BE-2. It was the only aircraft in the world which didn't tend to kill its own pilots. It was stable, strong and reliable, just like a modern aeroplane. Most pilots in 1916 were not killed in battle but were killed in accidents, simply ending up in a tangle of sticks and string on Salisbury Plain. Flying the BE-2, there was at least a chance they would be killed in battle, rather than a flying training accident. The BE-2 continued in production for just that reason, and it was none other than Geoffrey de Havilland who came to the rescue with the Airco de Havilland II fighter, a superb aeroplane, but nonetheless a stopgap until Britain could develop an aircraft with a gun firing through the propeller. So, as it turns out, the Fokker Scourge was a political invention by right-wing capitalist politicians to attack the principle of state ownership.